Turbo and 2K show.
What is up, 2K crew? Yes, it is that time of the week again, and if you notice, I'm kind of by myself tonight, so not sure if I'm going to run the full hour tonight. I'm going to try, but it is hard talking by yourself for a whole hour. But we do have some folks in the chat already, which is awesome. We have Aiden said hi, and then he goes, "Let's go Yankees tonight." If you follow this show at all, Aiden, you would know that I am a huge Red Sox fan, so and definitely was not my. I really didn't have a dog in the fight in the AL because I really didn't like either one, because the Astros cheat and the Yankees are terrible. Not terrible, but yeah, definitely not my cup of tea. That's for sure. But Aiden, thanks for commenting. Continue, and I'll pull your comments up on the screen, and it'll be a little bit more enjoyable for myself and everybody else that's watching. So for all of you that are watching, big shout out, big thank you. And I do want to give a big shout out to my wife. Both of us were battling the funk, as it will. Hashtag not COVID, which it's sad to say that we really have to say that nowadays, but it is what it is. So hashtag not COVID. But yeah, she is. I had it Friday and wasn't able to go up and watch the last home football game for Marcellus, so that kind of stunk. But yeah, here we are. I'm still battling it, but she has kind of caught the brunt of it again. So big shout out, baby. I love you. Hopefully you feel better soon. And as I mentioned, I am rolling solo, so there is no 2Ks in this show. He's been on call all week, so I wanted to spend some time with fam. So no biggie. But we will keep it rolling. But let me get in here. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and get that, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you'll be notified when we do go live. We do go live every 8 p.m. on Sunday, which might be changing because of 2K's work schedule might be changing. So we will keep you guys abreast of that as well. And if you guys do want to, help financially support the show, go to buyturboabeer.com, and you will not only be able to buy 2Ks and I a beer and help the show financially, but you will be signed up for my weekly blog on there. So I like to heat things up a little bit on there. But yeah, let's dive into this. And Aiden, since you're here, we're going to kick off with some baseball. We do have as he mentions here, first pitch is at 8:30. I believe that was weather delayed, if I'm not mistaken. But we do have Nestor versus Lance McCullers Jr. Lance is a funny dude, Aiden. Lance is a really funny dude. He's had some great performances in the postseason, and then he's had some just really kind of stinkers. I'm a huge Lance fan, but Nestor's been throwing the ball really, really well. In my opinion, he's been the best or most consistent pitcher the Yankees have. So that's going to be interesting. But I do have some opinions that I want to share or save for a little bit later in the show. So off-season predictions, that's a whole other show. We will definitely get into that because obviously, well, not obviously, but hopefully my Red Sox, 2K's Tigers are on the move and hopefully splashing in the free agency, and hopefully that does occur. Where will Judge sign? Somewhere with a very, very large pocketbook. And since you brought that up, Aiden, we'll kind of start there with the MLB here. It was rumored on Twitter that the Yankees staff put together some film and put together like a hype video for the team that, since they are down 3-0, that was kind of like a hype video for the 04 Red Sox when they overcame a 3-0 deficit. The only problem with that is it was against the Yankees. So I'm not really sure how much of a kick in the pants that would be, or which I know there really isn't I don't believe anyone still on that team or on the team from the '04 team. I'm pretty sure there isn't anyone still left there. Coaching staff and everything probably included, but just seems like a very odd type of motivation. It really wouldn't motivate me. It'd more piss me off. We're kind of rehashing this thing, and it's the only time it's ever happened in baseball history. So with me, that would be kind of I'm going to pass on that. And even getting to to dive into your question, where will Judge sign? Judge is getting booed. Yes, he's had kind of a sucky postseason performance here, batting like 200 or something, 0 for his last whatever. But the dude's Aaron Judge. If he didn't have the season that he had, Yankee fans, your team would not be in the playoffs. I'm sorry. It is just to me, that is the most asinine thing I've ever heard, is to boo your superstar like that instead of being a little bit more encouraging and a little bit more, I'm not a rah person, but if it wasn't for him, you guys wouldn't be here. You guys wouldn't be here at all. So to answer your question, Aiden, hopefully, I mean, Aaron Judge, since you're probably not watching this live, but if you do happen to catch the replay, excuse me. And probably since I am alone, I probably can't mute that. But my Red Sox are a very, very awesome team, and with you, that would be even better. But Red Sox have some more pressing issues before they go and make a gigantic splash with Aaron Judge. Aiden says, should Yankees go after Rodon, Edwin Diaz, and Jose Abreu if they don't re-sign Judge? I mean, I think that right there it's a huge haul that, the Yankees are, you would lose a big bat in Judge, which I'm not saying Jose Abreu is Aaron Judge, but Jose Abreu does seem to be, he has a little bit better track record of staying healthy, a little bit more consistent, and probably would just bash all over Yankee Stadium. Edwin Diaz would definitely shore up that bullpen. I think that was one of the main reasons why they're down 0-3 is their bullpen stinks. I mean, they haven't had a really go-to closer all season. And if you look at the teams that are good, have a badass bullpen. The Astros have a fantastic bullpen. One of the things that got the Padres to this point in the season is a badass bullpen. Yes, there's timely hitting and everything else associated with stuff like that, but I mean, it makes a huge impact when your guys at the back end can stop somebody, can put the fire out. So, I mean, yeah, that would be a huge. And then Rodon is, I mean, for someone as good as he is, he's still not a lot of people talk about him. I would gladly welcome him to the Red Sox. Actually, all three of those guys. And, Edwin Diaz wouldn't have far to move. Tommy Trumpets goes to the Bronx instead of the Mets. So, but yeah, there's just a whole lot of, I mean, just really weird stuff happening around this Yankees team, around this series. So, and if you're on StubHub right now, you can get tickets to the game, which Aiden pointed out. First pitch is here in about 11 minutes. Tickets as low as $12. $12. I can't remember paying $12 to get into any baseball game, let alone a playoff game. Aiden also says, too, Carlos Correa could be an option, and Pablo Lopez. That Carlos Correa contract is odd. I mean, he had a great season. I think he was kind of overpaid for what he produced, but he did. The Twins were legit going down to the wire, and I really didn't think that the Twins were going to be worth a damn anyway. So Aiden, I'm assuming you are a Yankees fan, just judging by your comments here. Well, let's kind of switch gears here to the Padres Phillies. Phillies win the series 4-0. Man, if you are in Philadelphia right now, you are living your best life. Your best life. Phillies going to the World Series. The Eagles are the only undefeated team left in the NFL. I did see video on Twitter that they were greasing the flagpoles this morning in Philadelphia in kind of hopes that the Phillies would wrap it up. And yeah, so things are probably going to go banana land over in Philly, probably as we speak. I did not see anything cool on Twitter to report, but yeah, it's kind of where we're at with that. Aiden says thoughts on Frankie Montas trade and Jordan Montgomery trade. That Jordan Montgomery trade was weird. That was one that I forgot about. I really did. I totally forgot about that and was wondering how did Harrison Bader end up with the Yankees? And Aiden Bader was one of the best bats in that lineup for this series. So, and he seems to be, he seems to be very, very cut out for that Yankee center field spot. Is he going to give you a bunch of the power numbers? Probably not as. He's not going to hit you 35 home runs a year, but just he seems like it's kind of a good torch to pass. Kind of that Gardner to the next level. Pass the torch from Gardner to him. So that would be really cool. I really wanted Luis Castillo, but the Mariners got him and then quickly extended him. So yeah, there was a bunch of people wanting Luis Castillo, and rightfully so. He's a badass. He is a badass. So yeah, we are awaiting the first pitch here. Bryce Harper just went Bryce Harper this whole season, postseason. Excuse me. He was injured with the thumb. Got off to a really hot start, got injured with the thumb, came back, and just pretty much Bryce went Bryce. And Rhys Hoskins showed up. Kyle Schwarber showed up. For the first couple games, Nick Castellanos was dead. Was absolutely dead. He showed up. And it just seemed like they caught lightning in a bottle, got extremely hot for the end of the season leading into the postseason. And they just haven't stopped. They have a great bullpen. Starting pitching is okay. It's serviceable. It's nothing fantastic to write home about. But yeah. But yeah, it's especially in baseball, man. Who's ever hotter in the postseason usually wins, and we're seeing that right now. The Yankees kind of stumbled towards the end of the season. Obviously lost me a big parlay because they couldn't win 100 games, so fuck them. But Ian says, let's talk about your Red Sox real quick. Anytime, brother. Nathan Eovaldi and Xander Bogaerts could have been traded, and I'm actually surprised Xander is still with them. As much as it pains me to say, I love Xander. I think they should re-sign Xander, extend Devers, and kind of build around those two, and then kind of fill in the pieces as it may. But that's a left side that you really want to build on. You really want to keep those guys around, and it's there's been clamorings for years saying that Bogaerts is one of the best shortstops in the league that never gets talked about. So let's talk about him. Let's pay him. Let's keep him in a Red Sox uni. For sure. And we won't even talk about 2K's Tigers because he's not here, and they stink. And they absolutely stink. So yeah, I really don't see the Yankees winning this one. The Astros are just ungodly hot right now, and as much as it seems like I'm kind of this is going to show my age. It's like, all right, we're going to have an Astros Phillies World Series. Well, sounds like it's the National League Championship Series, not the World Series. But that's just how old I am. That's how old I am. Potential landing spots for Eovaldi and Bogaerts. We saw, especially when it comes to it, it's always hard to kind of predict where pitchers are going to go because the market is just so unpredictable when it comes to things like that. But Bogaerts, we saw last year there was a lot of free agent shortstops hit the market. You know, we had we already talked about Correa. We had Seager, Trevor Story, which the Red Sox locked him up. So I mean, and Baez over with the Tigers, which I'm pretty sure a lot of Tigers fans would want that transaction back, but that's neither here nor there. Maybe Nathan Eovaldi, Yankees land him. Yeah. The only thing that scares me about Eovaldi, and granted, I love his grit, I love his toughness, is he's had Tommy John surgery twice, and a long-term contract would, in my opinion, would be very risky. But he has performed in a Red Sox uniform exactly the way we have wanted him to the whole time. So I don't know. I would love to have him back on the squad, but for the right price. But I'm also the same guy too that said that Justin Verlander was not worth $20 million a year. Coming back from Tommy John surgery in this stage of his career, and look what he did. He's like, you know what, Turbo, I'm just gonna shit all over you. Just bam, shit all over you. All right, yeah, I definitely got the Yankees World Series start. I've got the Astros. I got an Astros Phillies World Series. World Series starts on Friday, so we'll talk some more about that next week, ladies and gentlemen. Next week. And I'm going to skip, actually, I do have some tweets to show here. And Aiden, this one's right up your alley. So it's from our buddy Jared Carabas. It is a Yankees banner. It says, would have won if the roof was closed 2022. Jared Carabas remains undefeated in the Twitter sphere. So let's jump ahead to some NFL real quick. We did kind of give the NFL kind of the short stick last week because we got into baseball, we got into college football. So let's jump into some NFL stuff here. Let me bring up some scores, and let me see here. I don't want to just go right down we got Steelers Dolphins going right now. Tua's back. Let's see. I mean, this is kind of the return that everyone was holding their breath about. See how the Dolphins bounce back because they were kind of garbage without him. Bengals beat the Falcons. I did have Joey Burrow going in my fantasy league, so that really shouldn't have been shouldn't have been a game. Cowboys Dak's return, 24-6 over the Lions. The Lions defense did play better. So I mean, it's when the Lions defense wasn't playing well. The offense was one of the top scoring offenses in the league. Yes, I do know that there are some injuries, but and that Dallas defense is just fantastic. So kind of hard to judge that. They are 1-5, and I am officially done. Mark it right here, 2K crew. Officially done being optimistic for the Lions. And no, I am not a Lions fan. I'm just done. I'm just done with them. I'm a Bears fan, and my Bears are worse than the Lions, so I don't even want to hear it. The record may not show it, but they are definitely worse. Speaking of worse, Packers lose to the Commanders, 23-21. I did watch part of this game. It was rather sad. It was rather sad, and I do have another tweet here. This is from Barstool Sports. The nightmare continues for Aaron Rodgers, and it's that iconic picture of him laying on his side with his chin strap up around his nose. And there's a picture of Danny Dimes, Zach Wilson, and Mr. Heineke from today. So it's not like he's losing to Josh Allen, which I believe is next week on their schedule. I mean, he's losing to some, I'm not going to say garbage quarterbacks, just unproven quarterbacks. So the further the season goes along, I mean, this is definitely a changing of the guard, in my opinion. The Vikings are probably going to run away with this division, and the Packers are going to be sitting at home for the playoffs, because I really don't even think the record is going to warrant a wild card spot. This is the game I wanted to talk about. Bucks-Panthers. Panthers trade away Christian McCaffrey on Thursday. McCaffrey did play with the 49ers and actually played a very good game considering he's only been in the 49ers camp for 48 hours. So, yeah, for him to adjust and get in there and be productive and be as productive as he was astonishing. So, but yeah, TB12 goes without a touchdown, and both the Bucs and the Packers are 3-4. 3-4. I mean, could this possibly be the worst unretirement in the history of unretirements in sports? I mean, this is just awful. This is just awful. Someone asked me on the street the other day, like, well, do you think Tom Brady will retire before the end of the year? Like, no, I really don't think so. I really don't think so. But he will definitely. I definitely is his last year. I mean, he really, really has nothing to come back. Improve and continue to get his ass beat at such an advanced age. Ravens have a close one with the Browns, 23-20. Jets beat the Broncos, which this was Russell Wilson did not play. He was letting some injuries heal, and I'm sure this hurt too. Thomas Carreri, we featured one of his tweets last week, and it's a reaction to Subway cuts Russell Wilson's widely mocked Danger Witch sandwich from its roster. I was unable to watch that commercial live, but I did see it online. And Thomas says, at least Subway can say Russell Wilson isn't the worst person they've spent advertising money on. Hashtag Jared. No, it doesn't really say hashtag Jared, but I kind of filled that in for you folks. That if you couldn't read between the lines, that's where it was. So yeah, if you guys don't follow any of these folks on Twitter, I suggest you do follow them because they are extremely entertaining. Texans at the Raiders. This is kind of the Raiders team we kind of expected. I mean, let me pull the box score up here because I know Josh Jacobs had a hell of a game. And Derek Carr goes 21-27, 241 yards with a touchdown. Josh Jacobs, like I said, had if you had Josh Jacobs on your fantasy team this week and you lost, that is your fault. 20 carries, 143 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. Devontae had 8 catches for 95 yards. Hunter Renfrow 3 catches for 55 yards. So yeah, this was kind of the Las Vegas team that I think a lot of us were waiting for. And whether they continue to show up or they're just going to show up against the Texans, I don't know. But yeah, the Raiders sitting at 2-4. Another one. Let me pull the box score up on this one as well. Seattle goes into the Chargers. Herbert goes 33 of 51, 293 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Austin Eckler has 9 rushes for 31 yards and a touchdown. But he does have 12 catches for 96 yards and a touchdown. Okay, I see you now. I see you. But the Seahawks win. Seahawks win 37-23. This is the Geno Smith. I mean, who saw this? Seattle's 4-3. They have a way better record than Let's Ride Bronco Country. Geno doesn't have a whole stellar day. 20-27, 210 yards, two tuds and a pick. And man, am I kicking myself for dropping. I drafted Kenneth Walker in one of my fantasy leagues. Picked him up in the other one. Ended up dropping him again. So I guarantee someone else already has him. Goes 23 carries, 168 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. That's his second big game in a row. Fuck me. That was not a good play, Turbo. And we did see DK Metcalf go out with a knee, so hopefully that is not anything too bad. But he was carted off. He had 1 catch for 12 yards. So this Seattle team's looking not bad. Not bad at all. And let's see here. Then the final game we'll talk about, Chiefs 49ers. I did watch 99% of this game, and yeah, this was... Let me grab the box on this. Let's go to the Chiefs first. Mahomes goes 25 of 34. So had 9 incompletions. 1 was a pick. So eight balls touched the ground. 243 yards, 3 passing touchdowns. Like I said, a pick. Clyde had a rushing touchdown. Juju goes for 7 catches, 124 yards, and a tud. Travis Kelce goes 6 catches, 98 yards on National Tight End Day. And if you are a fan of Tight End Day, I mean, you saw 2 of the best in the business going head-to-head. Jimmy G goes 25 of 37, 303 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a costly pick in the end zone right near half that kind of sealed this game and put a bow on it. Jeff Wilson Jr. had 7 carries for 54 yards. CMC had 8 carries for 38 yards. Kittle led the way receiving, 6 catches for 98 yards and a tud. McCaffrey had 2 catches for 24 yards. So the Chiefs being 5-2, and yes, I know the one game was a loss to Buffalo, and Buffalo was idle this week. So let me do this here. See if I can find the standings. Please hold. Standings. There we go. Nope, that's the NHL. Don't want the NHL standings. There we go. Okay, let's do a quick recap here. Buffalo's sitting atop the AFC East at 5-1. The Jets are 5-2. Who on earth besides Gary V would have thought the Jets would be 5-2 after Week 8? That is crazy. Dolphins 3-3, Pats 3-3. And the AFC North, the Ravens the Ravens lead that one 4-3. Bengals 4-3. Cleveland and Pittsburgh both Pittsburgh's 2-4. Cleveland's 2-5. AFC South, Titans 4-2. Colts 3-3-1. Jags 2-5. Texans 4-1. This might be the worst division in football. We saw the Titans go through, and we were all expecting Derrick Henry to come back and be Derrick Henry, and really hasn't. I mean, he has. He wasn't the first couple weeks. I mean, they were definitely feeling A.J. Brown being gone, and Vrabes does Vrabes things and just kind of turns that team around. And yeah, they're 4-2, so they started out 0-2. They've been on a four-game winning streak. So, and the Colts have been just the most inconsistent pile of shit that I've seen. Big shout out to my boy over here at the gas station, Johnny Scott. Huge Colts fan. Sorry, brother. They even, with that, yes, you talk about a defense that has just been riddled with injuries, and even an offense that's been riddled with injuries. They're down to their third-string running back with Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines out, both of which I believe were active today. But yeah, the struggle bus is real over there in Indianapolis. Moving on to the AFC West, the Chiefs sit atop there 5-2 with the Chargers 4-3, Raiders 2-4, Broncos 2-5. That is a tough division, top to bottom. Or we thought on paper, but the Broncos are terrible. The Raiders showed up this week. Will they show up next week? I don't know. What is this Chargers team? I don't understand. Yes, Keenan Allen has been out, but for God's sakes, can we put something together here, Herb? I mean, you got Justin Herbert, who's one of the best young quarterbacks in the game, and you guys brought in Khalil Mack and a bunch of other dudes to shore up that defense. You haven't shored up anything. That's so frustrating. Let's switch over to the NFC. Like I mentioned before, the Eagles, the Phillies. The Eagles are in the NFC East 6-0, the only remaining undefeated. Giants 6-1. Who in the hell would have thought the Giants would be 6-1? Not this guy. Saquon Barkley looks like he's back. He's back in a big way. And the NFL is better when he is back. That is for sure. Cowboys 5-2. I have a feeling if you would have told any Cowboys fan that they would be 4-2 with Zeke being out, they would have been like, "Yep, give me that all day." The Commanders moved to 3-4 after beating the Patriots today. The NFC North, like we talked about, Vikings are 5-1. I mean, they've won 4, and the Packers are 3-4, and they've lost 3 in a row. So they've lost 3 in a row. The Bears have lost 3 in a row. The Lions have lost 4 in a row. So yeah, we can pretty much crown the NFC North champion right now here on the Turbo and 2K show. Congratulations, Minnesota. Congratulations. Represent the NFC North and all of us in the playoffs. I might have spoke too soon when I said the worst division in football, because Tampa is still leading their division, the NFC South 3-4, tied with the Falcons 3-4, Panthers 2-5, Saints 2-5. Saints have been completely underwhelming, yet again riddled with injuries. The Panthers, who the hell knows? I mean, they just traded away Christian McCaffrey, and they go out and beat Tampa. I don't get that. It is what it is. The Falcons have been kind of a surprise story. They were a totally different team with Cordell Patterson healthy, so hopefully he gets back on the field sooner rather than later, and we'll see what the Bucs do. I mean, Tom Brady is Tom Brady, I guess. In the NFC West, Seahawks sit atop their 4-3, Rams 3-3. Again, yet another team that's completely underwhelming. 49ers 3-4, Cardinals 3-4. So even though the Rams, Niners, and Cardinals have all been extremely underwhelming, they're only a game back of the Seahawks, who sit atop that division. Do I really think the Seahawks will continue to lead that division? No, there's too much talent underneath them. But it's just a weird division. I mean, the Rams at 3-3 and the offensive struggles that they've had blow my mind. San Francisco has kind of been the lightning rod for everything off season and everything off the field. I think that's kind of caught up with them on the field. So hopefully they get it turned around, and hopefully Dustin and Christian McCaffrey can have some squad offs. And Dustin, I do want videos of that. Pretty please, so we can put it on the channel. That would be awesome. All right, let me see here. Did I miss any NFL tweets? Oh, here we go. We did the Russ one. After I said I was done with the Lions, Barstool Detroit at BS Motor City. It's a picture of Toy Story where the kid's dropping one of the toys being the Lions. It says, "We are Hockey Town after all, #Let's go Red Wings." And it says, "I don't want to play with you anymore." Well, I refuse to play with the Lions anymore anyway. So, and Mr. Evan Fox, Foxy of the Pat McAfee Show, Lions fan. Who do we want? Do you want CJ Stroud or Bryce Young? That is a tough choice, and it's one that I would rather get into with 2Ks here. So we will curb that one. But I mean, it's hard to say because both programs haven't produced a whole lot of successful quarterbacks in the NFL, and I would have to say CJ Stroud has, at this point in the season, proven more to me than Bryce Young has. So maybe he has the advantage going in, or do they go with that defensive end stud Hightower, whatever the hell his name is, from Alabama? And who says the Lions are even? I know they have one win, but see what MCDC can do and see where they land in the draft. That's a really good segue into college football. Let me bring up the ticker here. Speaking of CJ Stroud, Iowa comes into the Horseshoe, gets fucking drummed 54-10. I think this is the most points I saw. I believe I saw a stat. This is the most points that the Hawkeyes defense has allowed in, like, I don't know, 70 years or something like that. No, I think it was like since 2007 or something crazy like that. Tennessee continues to thump. They played UT Martin I don't even know who UT Martin are, but they beat him 65-24. One of the better games, Syracuse at Clemson, which ironically enough for my Fighting Irish, they play Syracuse this coming week and Clemson the following week. So Clemson stays undefeated at 8-0. They beat Syracuse 27-21. Looks like, it was Syracuse led most of this game. Alabama beats Mississippi State 30-6. Kind of a shocker to me. LSU beats Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin 45-20. Pretty sure that's got to be Coach Kelly's first win over a top 10 opponent down in the Bayou, because we're all family. We're all family down here. Get the fuck out of here. And no, I still do not want. I still much prefer Marcus Freeman over Brian Kelly any day right now. So he can stay down there in the Bayou with his family. TCU beats Kansas State 38-28. Another shocker to me, UCLA goes into Oregon. I believe game day was there, which was kind of weird to see the game day setup and it's all dark. You might be asking yourself why. Well, Oregon's 3 hours behind, so that would be 6 o'clock there. Airs at 9 o'clock. Yeah, it was just weird to see it all black. But Oregon drubs UCLA. I want to pull the box score up here. I'm curious what Bo Nix did. Bo Nix went 22-28, 283 yards, 5 touchdown passes, and with Bo Nix, the important stat here is 0 interceptions. Good on you, kid. Good on you. If I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. Bo Nix is a very capable quarterback. It just seems like he throws the ball to the wrong team all the time. And I tell you what, though, this Dorian Thompson-Robinson from UCLA, man, that kid throws a pretty ball. Tight spiral, lots of zip on it. He goes 27-39, 262 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Former Michigan running back Zach Charbonnet, 20 carries, 151 yards and a tud. So it was a great game. I was on the I was definitely on the UCLA bandwagon for that one. So good on you. That was a hell of a game. All right, get my camera back in focus. There we go. That's a little better. Let's continue rolling down the scoreboard. TCU over Kansas State, 38-28. We already did that one. Texas loses to Oklahoma State, 41-34. Let me pull the box up on that, see what our... Come on, camera. Come on. There we go. Now you can see my face. Ewers goes 19 of 49, 319 yards, 3 picks. That's what it was. All right. I did not get to watch any of that game yesterday. I do apologize. Where were we? Wake Forest beats Boston College 43-15. Penn State just dog walks Minnesota 45-17. They bounce back after that Michigan loss pretty well. And for those of you looking at the schedule, Penn State plays Ohio State next week. So maybe this is a little bit of momentum for the boys. You never know. Cincinnati beats SMU. Tulane beats Memphis. And my Irish did have a big win against UNLV, so that was good. So yeah, that was... I think we talked about the two. I mean, there's some strong Heisman finalists, and there's some kids that could come out of the woodwork very, very easily and snatch this award away from either C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young to win it back to back. So it's a very exciting time for college football, and it's getting down to the nitty gritty. I mean, we should be seeing the The playoff polls come out any day. So let me Google that to see when it does come out. So talk amongst yourselves. There we go. Let's see here. If I was a good host, I would already have this pulled up. Okay, looks like I was close. November 1st, 7 p.m. Tuesday, November 1st. So we are getting close to there. Yeah, that's about a week away. About a week away. So yeah, I was talking with my son. He was like, "Well, I can't believe Bama dropped to this," and I was like, everything's gonna work out. Everything's gonna work out. Everything's gonna be where it should be, because we really need to hang on to that." Hang out for that the college football rankings for sure. Let's get back to Aiden's comments here. He says Yankees win one. That's all right. Yeah, at least make it a series for sure. At least make it a series. Make it watchable. He says even if Yankees win Verlander tomorrow, don't know. And Verlander has, he had the one bad start against the Mariners, I believe. And after that, his last couple starts has just been on point. If he isn't the American League Cy Young Award winner, I don't know. I don't know who else it is. Because, he has been that dominant. And at 39, I think he said. That is just absolutely crazy. Oh, I did forget this tweet, and I'm kind of glad 2Ks isn't here so we can kind of enjoy it. And I did take this screenshot today. This is from ESPN College Football. It is the iconic Michigan State block punt beat Michigan. The kid doing the hand on top of the head. 7 years ago today, a viral meme was born thanks to Michigan's botched punt. And for those of you wondering, yes, Michigan and Michigan State play this weekend, play Saturday. And I was wondering, and I believe it was Miss Darcy told me that they weren't playing at night. Saturday. Oh, that was this week. Week 9. There we go. Notre Dame's at Syracuse this coming week. It's on ABC, thank God, because I was tired of trying to find. I refuse to watch Peacock Network, especially for a 3-4 Notre Dame team. Wow, there are a lot of games. Yes, Michigan State travels to the Big House, 7:30 on NBC. Oh, remember how we talked about the Yankees tickets as low as $12? Tickets to the Michigan State-Michigan game. Tickets as low as $236. And that's not a playoff game, ladies and gentlemen. That is just a rivalry game. Just a rivalry game. And if you were looking at some of the other ones, what was the Notre Dame one, just by chance? All right, you can get tickets in Syracuse as low as $44. Sweet. Georgia plays Florida. Just trying to take a look here. It might be easier on my phone. Here, hold on. Please hold. Oh, we have a score update from Aiden. Yankee scored first. Let's see here. Yep, 2-0 in the. Yep, 2-0 end of the first. Sweet. We have a score. Oops, let's go to college football. Week 9. Let's try to see where game day is going to be. Ohio State's going to Penn State. That is a noon game. I figured that would have been A night game with a whiteout. Interesting. That has a good possibility of happening. Oklahoma State is ranked 9, playing 22 Kansas State. That might be a possibility. Kentucky, Tennessee. I don't know about that one. Yeah, it's looking like it's probably going to be Ohio State, Penn State, going to Happy Valley. I can't confirm or deny that is true, but that's where I would feel like it would go. But yeah. Let me make sure I got all my tweets in here. I think I did. I did indeed. Well, all right, 2K crew. It's we went a little long last week, so I do want to get home and watch a little bit of this baseball game. So Aiden and I can talk about it next week. And Aiden, I appreciate you. Thank you for contributing. Thank you for chatting. It makes everything a whole lot easier and a lot more enjoyable. So, brother, I appreciate it. I will see you next week. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, 2K crew, Jim Rohn, we're coming for you.